Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture.
And as always, I welcome you back to another Saturday Morning Makes. This is episode number 30 for me, and I have quite a few projects to share with you on this World Card Making Day. So let's jump on in.
Hey everyone, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy here with Saturday Morning Makes. I actually did make all of these either last night or this morning, and then I fell asleep because I was up most of the night. And then I got wrapped up in World Card Making Day and watching Craft Roulette and their marathon. It was amazing. But I wanted to share with you guys the things that I have made in the last 24-ish hours. So keep in mind that Saturday Morning Makes is an open art collaborative, initially created and organized by the sweet Miss Jillian Norwood of Greenwood Girl Cards. I try to always have her linked downstairs in my description box so that you can hop over and find her. And we always invite you to participate. So whether you are a paper crafter, or a card maker, or junk journaler, crocheter, baker, room design, whatever it is, whatever your creative medium is, we would love for you to share it with us here. Just use the hashtag SatMornMakes, and you can post to any of the social media platforms that you are most comfortable with. You do not have to share a video. We also have a Facebook page that was organized. Actually, it initially belonged to Miss Jana, and she extended it to all of the Saturday Morning Makes family. And in fact, it's called Saturday Morning Makes and Today's Too, I believe. So whatever day today is, you are welcome and invited to post your creativity and your creative goodness over there. So without further ado, let me jump on in. A lot of the things that I'm sharing today were things that I finished up that I had previously started. So we'll start with this card. It's 5 by 7. Now I had made this this panel. It was, let me see, so the stencil is from a Colorful Life Designs. It is called Pumpkin Poof, and I shared just the stenciling process last week. In fact, I think there are 3 weeks worth of Saturday Morning Makes that I will link downstairs as well, just so I don't have to share everything that went into it. But you can see that I used a fun little postage stitch die to cut it out, and then I used my vintage Halloween scrapbook paper. I've used this a lot this weekend, and I've had a blast with it. This is the paper that's behind the stencil. It's a teeny tiny tone-on-tone stripe. I love it. There is not one single paper in this book that I dislike, but yeah, I really like that a lot. So you can barely see it, but it just reads as kind of a buttery, sunshiny yellow. I guess not so much buttery, but anyway. And then the Grateful for You, let me see. This is an oldie from my stash. It's from Hello Bluebird. There's Thankful and Grateful for You. And then of course I use some little beauties from This Calls for Confetti. Oh, no, you know what? That's not what those are. Let me see if I can grab them just real quick. They're right here. These ones are called Sparkle All the Way. And so there you can see in the design of the stencil, there's lots of little dots. I love dots, but I just added the sequins right here. Oh, and I've already lost one, so I'll fix that. These have been manhandled all day long. So anyway, there is that. I think it's beautiful. I love it. Yeah, so we'll just set these things aside. And as always, I will try to have everything linked downstairs in the description box. It may take me a while to get it done, but I will do my best. So this is a Christmas card. Obviously, being black as the predominant color is not common for Christmas, but that's what I did. So I created this panel a couple weeks ago as well and shared it on a Saturday Morning Makes video. This is a tin foil panel that I have adhered to sticker paper, and then I ran it through an embossing folder, and then I added acrylic paints to it and doctored it up. And then I have this beautiful God Jul, which means Merry Christmas in Swedish. And the little hat, there's a little Santa hat. Now these are both from Gamayapan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. But yeah, the God Jul again means Merry Christmas. This is a Swedish company. Gummiappen, I know I'm slaughtering that because I don't speak Swedish, but my Scandinavian heritage and my sweet Swedish buddy helped me kind of find these things. And yeah, anyway, so it has this teeny tiny little Santa hat, and I have it there. I don't know how well you can see it, but anyway, I used some Marvy snow pen to make the little foamy dots and just some holographic paper. And again, these are from the little flat sequins. They're silver platinum, I think is what they're called, and they are a flat sequin, and I just added some to the decorations on the dollar horse, and then of course on the panel itself. And the dollar horse actually is from Spellbinders, and there are many ways that you can use this die. I just kept all the bits and pieces in place and just did kind of a tone on tone. I love it. Love, love, love it. So there's some of my Scandi heritage coming out. Now this is another panel that I created with tin foil and ran through my die cut machine with the panel. Not the panel, what am I trying to say? Embossing folder, and then I used paints and things to doctor it up. Now this happy birthday is from, I think it's the Stamp Market, and it's stamps and dies, and then I added some little white gel pen to it. It's pretty dark, right? This is a very dark card. My lips don't want to work. And then this is just some twine from my stash, and this is I think it's a buckhorn, buck something, leaf die from Simon Says Stamp, and I actually die cut it out of a book page that I put on my gel plate and pulled a print on it, and then I die cut it with the die and dipped the leaf ends in gold, and I thought it was really pretty and brightened up that panel a little bit. But I have a couple of birthdays coming up at work, and this is one of the birthday cards for one of my co-workers. Now this is a black card panel or card base, so I added a white panel inside just so that we could write on it. And let me back up and say this is the postage die for this card. This and many actually are die cut using the sprinkle stitched rectangle die from Whimsy. And then this circle one is from Whimsy as well. It's the pierce stitched circle dies. And that's how I put the panel on the inside. I think that's really pretty. So we're going to set this one aside. Now I have another birthday card. Same thing, just used a different embossing folder. This one is a Tim Holtz. I can't remember what his are called, but it's from Tim Holtz. This one is from Simon, both of them from last year. Same leaf die cut. Actually, this one is out of another gel plate print, but it's book paper, so it's very, very thin and delicate. And then again, the happy birthday with the same stamp from Stamp Market. And I'm sorry I put those away because that's a really good stamp set. And again, another circle on the inside so we have a place to write. Now these are for individuals at work, but they will be from the whole staff. And I'll put from all of us or something like that on the inside as well. Now, this one was also from that same process where I ran the embossing folder or the tin foil through an embossing folder, and then I painted it up. This one, the paint wasn't near as dark. I felt like it kind of looked like some tarnished pewter, but I used the same circle dies to cut it out. And because I was going to fussy cut, but it's so delicate. I did actually adhere it to some cardstock, and then I die cut it, and I love the circle that it made. And I just made a little shaker. There's not a whole lot going on in there, but just enough. And then I adhered these little bits on the outside. These are the glossy black confetti from This Calls for Confetti. And then also on the inside I have the ice sparkle gems, and they're so pretty, and I have put them on the inside as well as randomly placed on the outside. I don't know if it's picking it up or not. I actually have one that just came off. I probably just sat it down and didn't set it down in glue because it's kind of hard to see. But there they are. And now this is, what are they called? I can't remember what they're called, but they're from Tim Holtz. They're these little cardboard phrases. They say lots of different things. Yeah, they're just very nice, and I like the sentiments, and I just thought that was a nice, simple black on white sentiment that would just kind of add to this card. But I just thought it was very sweet, and I like it that there's a lot of white space on this. Now this panel, I don't know that you can really tell, but it's cream colored instead of white, and I ran it through with a different embossing folder. But that's the card, and I think it's lovely. This one again was one that I had created with the embossing folders on tin foil, and this one was debossed, and so we've got a lot of good pattern showing through with the paint that we chose, and then layered it up with some different shades of neutral card panels or cardstock panels. This one again is cut out with a sprinkle scallop rectangle die. This was a circle in my stash. This was a scrap from my stash, but I used, did I leave it out? Yes, so I have these edger dies, and it was actually this die right here. I just ran my little scrap of paper through the die cut machine, and then it got me this beautiful little border edge, scallop border edge with the circles. And I did the same thing on the circle so that they would line up. I thought that was a fun detail. And then I just trimmed it down to where I needed it. And then the Thankful is from, I think this is actually a Kathy Zilski from Simon Says Stamp. It's a couple years old, and it is the word die and the shadow. And I have put that away since I cleaned up a little bit. But then I have some more of the sparkle gems. I am not sure which ones these are. I've put them away as well. But you can see, I want to say they're called walnut, but I'm probably wrong. But look at how gorgeous that is when the light hits those little faceted gems. I think they're so, so pretty. But there's that one. Very lovely. And then I have one more that I showed last week. I showed this panel last week, and I actually finished it up. So I stamped out the little ghostie from Stampin' Bella from the Oddball collection, colored it up, and just used coordinating colors that worked with the background. And I wanted the ghost to really stand off of that background. It was okay on its own, but vellum wasn't enough. And anyway, I ended up using this die. It was in my stash. I cut it in half because it's a long rectangle or oval. And I don't have that die out either. But anyway, this one was already in my stash. But I cut it in half, like I said, mounted the ghostie up on it, and then just did some white hashes just to add some brightness. This is one of those bats from the Batty die set from Whimsy Stamps, and I added it there as well, layered it all up, and then I mounted it on back just to have that final black layer. But I mentioned last week that this was full of bats, and I've been using them so much. They're almost gone. Look, I've used so many. That's all I have left. It's just that little bit. So that makes my heart happy. But I think this is really fun. I still need to add a sentiment. There's the word boo that actually comes with this stamp, so I may end up doing that. Did I leave that out? I don't believe that I did. Oh, yes, I did. Here it is. So it has that boo, and I may end up using it. I'm not sure. But anyway, there it is. I think it's fun. There's that. And then I have a couple of tags. This is a small one. It's a tone on tone, but this is another one of those leaves that was in my stash. And this one is out of cardstock. It is a gel plate print, and then I used the same buckhorn. Why can't I think of the name of this tree? Anyway, this is the leaf from Simon Says Stamp, and then the Thankful, that's the same stamp or same die as this one. I just die cut it out of gold glitter cardstock, and then these little pearls are from one of the blends from this Calls for Confetti as well, and I did not leave it out, and just not going to dig through it. Now this, when I say not going to dig through it, I mean all of my sparkle blends and this Calls for Confetti blends and mixes, and I just have so many I'm not going to dig them out, but I don't want to waste your time. So I will, if I can find it, I will link it in the description box below so you can hop on over to this Calls for Confetti and look around and see what Lisa has. But I did the same thing. I dipped this in the VersaFine, and then I used a different embossing powder with that, and I thought that I had left it out. I did. This one was a tinsel, meaning there's a lot of glitter in that. It's an embossing tinsel. This is so old. I don't even know how old this is. This one is embossing powder. This one is from Ranger. This one is from Personal Stamp Exchange, PSE. This worked a lot better for the thin book pages because they just flapped when the heat tool hit it. All of the glitter flew off of it, so it was not effective. This one was not effective on the book page die cuts, but on the cardstock die cuts it did really well. And I just wanted that glitter to coordinate with the glitter word die cut. But the die that I used is, I have all of my tag dies here together, but this one is this one from My Favorite Things. It is called Trendy Tag. In fact, I used this one on one more, but you can see I just cut that out, and then I cut the scallop frame, and I just added the frame right to that, so it's kind of tone on tone. But this leaf was actually cut right there, but I just bumped it up right against the edge of the frame. I don't know how well you can see that, but it just made it make sense that it was cut off right there, like it's peeking out. And then so it's like under the frame there and up over the frame on this side, and I just thought that was kind of a fun little composition. And then some more twine from my stash. So that's that tag. I think it's really fun. Now this one was, I don't even know what to say about this one. It took a lot to put it together, but I had this panel from last week. Again, this is one where I did the stenciling with the goosebumps, and then I did ink blending over it, and then I have this beautiful stencil from Colorful Life Designs. I think it's called Sleek Deco. And then I ran it through my embossing folder. I cut the tag out, and then I ran the stencil through the embossing machine, and then it added this, and then I did some heat embossing on there as well, just with clear, just to show off all that beautiful texture. And then I adhered it. You can't see because I've cut this panel on the back just to clean it up, and then I sat it in a pile of glue. So much for being clean. But anyway, I added some glitter and then some more of the craft cardstock that I die cut with the zigzag little edge or die there. I just wanted something across the middle. I don't know, it just felt, I don't know. Anyway, the Thankful was added as an afterthought, but I really liked it there across where the topper met the base. It could have been anywhere. Actually, when I cut it out, I thought I was going to put it down here, but I ended up not. Then I added this leaf as well. This one has the tinsel. You can see all the glitter. And again, that's why I use the glitter cardstock for this little trim and for the word. And then some more of those little beads. But I think it's pretty. It's different. And then again, some more trims from my stash. Now, let me go ahead and put this away. And I only have 2 more things to show you guys. We're getting through it pretty quick tonight. So then I have these 2 tags. Now these I actually cut out using my Whimsy Stamps die set. It is called Mini Slim Tag Die Set. So I die cut 2 tags in white, and that was my base. And then I took papers from this book. You can see they're kind of sticking out there, some of the different papers that I used. And I have obviously this checkerboard, and then this one has the vintage handwriting and some spider webs, excuse me. And then this is the vintage Harlequin, and just a nice kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's grungy, but mottled. I think mottled is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, so those are the 4 that I chose. And then this beautiful little border. I don't know if you remember when I shared this a while ago, that it has pages of borders at the very front. And I chose which one I wanted to use, and I cut it off right there. Let's see if I can get something white under there. There was one more, and it was, thought I was organized, guys. It was this. And I thought these little witches were cute, because the reason I made this particular tag was to be able to incorporate this little panel that I stenciled last week. And yeah, I just thought that was fun. It actually took a minute to come together because I just couldn't get those juices flowing on how to put it together. But I think it's really cute in the end. I want to try to keep things together as much as I can. So I can put this away because we already saw it. Now, I just adhered them together on top of the white card panel, or the tag panel, and then I took, can you see that gold? I took this gold, and I used the scallop that doesn't have, whoop. No, that's a different scallop. I can't remember what that one is from. I thought it was this, but that's a different scallop. Or is it? Hang on. I'm confusing myself. Nope, that is it. It just looks so much bigger because this is so thin. But this can be as thick as you want it, right? So if you set it right here, the scallop will be here, but all this will be attached. If you put it up here, then all this will cut off and your trim will only be this part. I don't know if that's making any sense because I'm using a very busy thing to be my example, but anyway, so I did that, and then this panel I used my corner puncher, which I thought I had out, my little corner puncher. This is from Hobby Lobby, and then I took a black pen and went around the edges, and then a white pen and went around the edges as well. And then this wicked and this little witchy are from this stamp set from Clearly Besotted. It's called Frightening Friends. So it's this little witchy right here, and Have a Wicked Halloween. And then this, I can't remember which one that is. I think it might be, it's this one from the Simon, or from the Sizzix die set. The Have a Wicked, that's cut out of that one. And then I stamped it on the little tag, and I added a little reinforcer from my dish of reinforcers, and added some more trim and a ribbon to the top. And that's my card, or my, what is this called? Tag. I love the little kitty witch. I think that's super cute, and it just added the right finishing touch and made it not quite so serious. I thought that was really cute. Now for the next one, everything here was already die cut. It was already in my stash. This was in my stash. These pumpkins were all colored and fussy cut. I think these are from Honeybee. This is from, I can't remember if it's from Sweet and Sassy or if it's from Not Too Shabby. I think it's from one of them. But anyway, it was in my stash. This was in my stash. This is new from Impression Obsession. This is another one of those little bats. And then the Wicked came from Brutus Monroe. No, it did not. It came from Colorado Craft Company. This beautiful, beautiful witch's hat is so much fun. And it's the Wicked right there. But, yeah, and this spider web is from Whimsy Stamps, from the Webs and Spiders and Webs set. And that's it. I have another little piece of trim right there that I just added to be kind of a border. And again, it's all mounted to a plain white panel that was die cut with this same set from Whimsy. This one. And that's all I have for you guys tonight. Oh my goodness. Was there something else I wanted to show you? No, I think that's it, guys. So thank you for your patience in terms of me getting up on Saturday night instead of Saturday morning. It's better than my usual of posting on Sunday sometime. But these came together at the last minute, and I'm super happy with them. I love making tags. I don't know what it is about them, but I have so much fun with them. Let me try to pull all of my supplies out of the way so I can just share my cards and my projects. So for World Card Making Day, I made a bunch of cards and I had a good time. Day's not over, but I think I'm done crafting for right now. I'll probably be back in here in the night, just because I still don't sleep great. I'm sleeping better. I have to admit I'm sleeping better, but anyway, I digress. Here are my cards. Mostly Halloween and fall, one little Christmas. This one can be whatever. It has a folly vibe, but it can be for whatever. I love that little shaker bits in there. Not a whole lot going on, just kind of fun. Whoop. I'm knocking things off. I will fix that. And yeah, so guys, thank you again. And until next time, this is Nancy the Handy Scandy for Saturday Morning Makes, and I'll see you later.
Thank you so much, guys. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you would. Ring the bell so you're alerted every time I post something new, because we always have something fun going on here. If you have been with me for a while, you guys know I love you. You're the best. I can't appreciate you any more than I do. This has been Nancy, the Handy Scandy, with Saturday Morning Makes. And until next time, I'm out. Mwah.